Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers return to the Dominican Republic to restock the medical kits given out to help needy residents. And Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia donate school supplies to a Tamil school in need of a helping hand. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. Years ago, the Tzu Chi Foundation established the Tzu Chi La Romana School in the Dominican Republic to give children there a chance to receive quality education. To safeguard the health of students and their family, the Buddhist NGO also handed out medical kits. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers and TIMA doctors from the United States returned to the country to restock 269 medical kits.
Despite having difficulty walking, the senior still insisted on coming to Tzu Chi's medical kit distribution because he knows that the doctors here can treat his illness. As this area lacks adequate medical resources and convenient transportation, TIMA doctors decided to visit students of the Tzu Chi La Romana school to check up on their situation. This time, TIMA doctors are here to restock 269 medical kits, which were given to the students a year ago.
The Dominican Republic was struck by chikungunya after the volunteers distributed the medical kits last year. The kits came in handy and eased our symptoms.
I am allergic to antipyretic. Thankfully, the kit has ibuprofen. This kit is very important to my family because there aren't any drugstores around here. When I am sick, I can just take the medication found inside the kit.
The medical kit from Tzu Chi is really important because it is equipped with useful over-the-counter medicine. Now, when my children have a fever, I have medication to give them.
TIMA doctors also seized the chance to educate residents on the correct way to take different kinds of medication. The day prior to the event, local volunteers gathered together to pack the kits. After their arrival in the Dominican Republic, volunteers and doctors from New Jersey, United States rolled up their sleeves to help. However, the volunteers' plan was interrupted when their bus suddenly broke down. Although the medical kit distribution was delayed for more than an hour, the presence of local volunteers eased many anxious hearts. Inside the classrooms, more than 200 residents wait patiently to receive their medical kit. To express their thanks and pay the love forward, some parents also took time to donate their filled bamboo coin banks at the end of the distribution.
For the last 49 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been dedicated to helping the poor and needy in all corners of the world. However, prior to becoming a certified Tzu Chi volunteer, one first needs to receive training. For Tzu Chi volunteers, receiving their certification signals a commitment to work for Buddhism and for all living beings.
那我想请教各位，就是刚刚你们听到这一段、看到这一段影像的时候，你心里出现什么？有想到什么事情？要回应我一下。付出无所求。付出无所求，好。
At DaAi TV's book club, Zhang Meijun shares with her fellow members how they can apply the profound teachings of the Buddhist scriptures to their daily lives. Having worked at DaAi TV for 11 years now, Zhang has continuously been searching for ways for media workers to exert a positive influence on society.
The qualities of a media personnel is a reflection of the characteristics of society. If we can pass through our challenges, we will emerge stronger. As we pass through each level, eventually we will be able to become that positive influence in society.
Zhang Meijun set out to do just that. After receiving training, in 2012 she became a certified Tzu Chi volunteer. Meijun's tomboyish personality was also replaced with a gentle and modest demeanor.
If you can't break through your shell, you will remain narrow-minded. So I think receiving my Tzu Chi certification has meant that I have broken free of my shackles and have moved to higher ground.
In its early stages, the Tzu Chi Foundation did not have a certification system in place. At the time, senior volunteers took their members to the Jingsi abode in Hualien to introduce them to Tzu Chi. As the organization expanded locally and abroad, in 1995 the Tzu Chi Foundation decided to implement a system for all its newly joined volunteers to receive training prior to certification.
When I first visited the Jingsi abode, I was really moved by the Master's sermon. I experienced joy in my heart and felt that the Master's teachings were based on Dharma and true principles. I was in my 30s at the time and thought, This is the master I have been looking for. This is the Dharma I have been seeking.
60-year-old Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Mei-yu joined the Tzu Chi family when she was 32 years old. After participating in various Tzu Chi activities, she subsequently signed up for volunteer training, as she hoped to cultivate a spirit of compassion to help others.
For Tzu Chi volunteers, receiving their certification means the start of greater responsibilities and the beginning of a journey on the Bodhisattva path. During each certification ceremony, our volunteers wear a tag which says Buddha's Spirit and Master's Mission. We really hope that our volunteers can see the Buddha's compassion as their own and the Master's commitment as their own, and work for the benefit of society as a whole.
Tzu Chi has also gradually changed the content of its volunteer training to be more in tune with the times. In 2014, Tzu Chi planned their training courses in accordance with Taiwan's Voluntary Service Act.
Master Zhenyan has already paved the way for us, so I feel as Tzu Chi commissioners, our mission is to spread this compassion and great love to all corners. To this day, my commitment and resolve remains unchanged. I will continue to follow the Master's footsteps and walk the right path.
For Tzu Chi volunteers, certification is the beginning of a lifelong commitment. And although the journey may be filled with challenges, one thing remains unchanged. They will continue to walk the Tzu Chi path with perseverance and determination.
Taiwan's recycling program is fueled by what is called a 4-in-1 program, which is the cooperation between the government's recycling fund, local waste management, recycling enterprises, and the public. Importers and manufacturers of raw materials are taxed to pay for the cost of collecting and reclaiming recyclables, with a total of 33 items currently being recycled and made into new products.
This heap of discarded bottles and cans are produced by half of Taipei City in just one day. Due to the extraordinary volume, they have to be removed daily. By selling them to recycling businesses, the city can make some $2 million a year.
Just why can discarded items fetch so much money? Because after proper sorting, these recyclables can be sold once again to those who need them. Glass bottles will end up at glass recycling plants. Most bottles are smelly because they are not washed before being thrown away. Also, plastic and PET bottles may be mixed up with them and have to be quickly removed.
Glass recycling is not very profitable. 1 kilogram of white glass will only fetch $2 NT, while assorted colored glass is even lower.
But the goal is resource conservation. Taiwan recycles about 300 million glass bottles a year. For every one recycled, 800 watts of electricity are saved and the need to import raw materials reduced.
In Taiwan, over 1,000 tons of glass bottles are produced in a day. If proper recycling channels are not established, this will affect our environment as glass won't decompose. So it's best to recycle them.
If used resources can be reclaimed and reused, countries with limited natural resources can be more self-sufficient. Thus, while most countries remain focused on the precious metals hidden in their urban mines, Taiwan is already moving forward.
If our resource reclamation efficiency can reach 80% and say every kilogram of recycled materials is worth about 50 US cents, then simply by collecting recyclables, we are already generating about $375 million in gross output.
To encourage investment in the recycling industry, the government has established resource recycling parks and a 4-in-1 recycling program to subsidize the industry while carefully monitoring the reclamation ratio.
As of 2013, we had 79 companies in our parks. The total investment was over $650 million, and the gross output was over $437 million, with 6.3 million tons of resources reclaimed. The recycling fund collects from importers and manufacturers to subsidize waste processing companies and gives the public the monetary incentive to recycle, which has fueled our recycling industry.
Thus, even items that do not fetch a high price are collected and recycled. Take fluorescent lamps and bulbs, for example. They used to be discarded and posed a serious threat to the environment, but now some 5,000 tons are recycled annually. No longer will the phosphorus and mercury within be allowed to contaminate the environment.
Before, our parent company had to import about 600 to 800 kilograms of mercury from Spain every year. Since we started providing them with reclaimed mercury, they no longer have to import it.
To achieve a higher reclamation ratio, used lamps and bulbs are taken apart manually, despite the difficulties involved.
If you just pulverize everything and separate the materials with a machine, you will lose the plastic parts of the old bulbs. So we are processing each bulb by hand, which is slower and higher in cost, but is well worth the effort, as we can ensure the integrity of the reclaimed materials.
As recyclables continue to vary with advancements in technology and manufacturing, recycling businesses also have to constantly update their reclamation procedures to maximize the potential of urban mines.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia recently visited a Tamil school on the brink of closure. As the school is in desperate need of supplies, the principal contacted Tzu Chi for help, who then arrived with a surprise.
Here in Malaysia, the Ladang Sungai Papan Tamil School is a super small school, as it only has one student. Due to declining student enrollment numbers, the school faces possible closure. The school has on numerous occasions applied to the local government for support, but to no avail. As a last resort, the principal turned to Tzu Chi for help. Tzu Chi volunteers arrived bearing gifts.
So today I got it something special from the Tzu Chi Foundation. So very happy.
The principal was overjoyed at the sight of the second-hand computer donated by Tzu Chi.
Can use that for us to teach the student to access the internet, to know the hardware and the software inside the computer better, without talking, showing the picture.
Apart from a computer, volunteers also donated a printer and a blackboard to the school, helping the school with its most urgent needs.
In Taiwan, the results of college admission via the STARS project have been revealed, and one of Tzu Chi's care recipients, Guo Li-cai, was accepted to his college of choice. Though the young man has had a difficult life, he remains optimistic and grateful.
With a passion for nature and gardening, Guo Li-cai was accepted by the Ilan University's Department of Horticulture thanks to the STARS project.
Taking care of a plant is like taking care of a person. Just like humans, a plant needs to be able to overcome obstacles in order to thrive.
Guo has the same expectation for himself. Growing up in a poor family, Guo lost his father early on, while his mother suffered from cerebral palsy.
In spite of his hardship, he continues to work hard to learn. That's no easy feat.
Not only is Guo a model student, he is also a filial son and even actively cares for the elderly in his community. For he has been on the receiving end growing up.
I got to know Tzu Chi when my father was hospitalized. I think the volunteers are wonderful because they would check on us regularly. We have been receiving Tzu Chi's help since then.
We have been keeping Li-cai company. He is but one of our many long-term care recipients. We are all happy that he was accepted by a national university.
For students in need, Tzu Chi volunteers will always be there to help them find their way.
In 2005, former Tainan City Mayor Zhang Canhong visited Master Zhenyan to encourage the foundation to build a school in the city. After the NGO and the city government came to an agreement, in 2007, the Tainan Tzu Chi Sr High School was established. Despite being millions of dollars in the red each year, the school is still determined to provide quality education.
Under the request of former Tainan City Mayor Zhang Canhong, a groundbreaking ceremony for the Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School was held in 2005. Although Zhang had already stepped down from his post when the ceremony was held, he still made it a point to attend the event.
Tzu Chi has been working to provide quality education to children. I can promise that 99.9% of the residents in Tainan City welcome the organization. As the director of the Education Bureau, I really hope to bring Tzu Chi's spirit to Tainan City. Back then, the population in Anping district increased dramatically, and we only had one elementary school in the area. The school didn't have enough classrooms, so school time was divided into morning and afternoon. The former city mayor Zhang Canhong decided to seek help from Tzu Chi and asked the organization to open a school in the city. The Tainan city government even passed the Self-Governance Act, which promised its collaboration with the Buddhist NGO will not change.
After numerous requests from former City Mayor Zhang, the school finally opened its doors to the public in 2007. The school was built in accordance with a government provision that rewards private sectors or NGOs for establishing schools. Furthermore, the amount of students and fees were also clearly regulated by the provision.
目前现在台南市的这个
The number of students per class in a public school in Tainan City is 49. The number of students per class at the Tainan TC Sr High School's elementary division is 29 and 30 in junior high.
事实上来讲，有严格的一个限缩啦。
According to the contract, the amount of students per class at the Tainan TC Sr High School cannot exceed the number set by similar schools. Students from low-income families also have to make up 6% of the total enrollment. Furthermore, the city government promised to take care of the school's rent, which is 7.5 million NT dollar per year.
实际为了
The Tzu Chi Foundation has to pay more than 100 million NT dollars per year to support the school. I think it is fair that the Tainan city government adheres to the contract previously set by Mayor Zhang Canhong.
我想应该算合理了。
In 2014, 6% of the students in the elementary school division came from underprivileged families. That number was 9% in the junior high division and 6% in the senior high. The Tainan TC Senior High School has not deviated from the original contract in all these years.
In fact, the Tainan TC Senior High School takes in more low-income students than many other private schools. These low-income students only need to pay fees similar to attending a public school, while others pay the standard fees similar to other private schools.
我们的生师比是14比1。
In our school, every teacher is responsible for 14 students. In a public school, every teacher has to take care of 16 to 18 students. The number of students per class in our school cannot exceed the amount set for public schools. Our school doesn't receive funding from the government, so we have to solve fund shortages by ourselves. Every year, we need to come up with at least 85 million NT dollars to keep the school open.
Despite its lack of funding, the Tainan TC Senior High School is still determined to provide a quality education to its students. 44 students at the Tainan TC Senior High School's elementary division have arrived at the nursing home to bring laughter and warmth to its residents. High school students also visit a center for the disabled to care for students there. By interacting with the pupils at the center, these teenagers have learned an important lesson.
Students here are very content. Why can't we be like them?
Breaking free from traditional learning methods, students have gained valuable experience in doing community service.
The planet is sick and we haven't done much to help. I hope I can continue to practice recycling to lessen the burden on our Mother Earth.
Whether it is sorting recyclables or collecting garbage along the beach, the purpose is to help students nurture the spirit of giving.
Students often clean up the surroundings and visit nearby residents. I think what they are doing is great.
The school is embedded with humanistic spirit, and I think it is great.
By encouraging its students to do community service, the Tainan TC Senior High School has taken a big step towards helping forward social harmony.
In 2007, the Tzu Chi Foundation began to award New Shoot Scholarship to students in Hualien, Taiwan. To help more underprivileged students continue their education, in 2011, the foundation expanded its scholarship program to include all students in need in the country. Let's now take a look at how these students have benefited from the program.
At the annual New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremony, another crop of students come up to receive their awards.
Being poor is not embarrassing. As long as you can study hard, you can one day reciprocate.
可以鼓励我们。
The scholarship encourages us to express our love and after we grow up to help others.
The scholarship program doesn't only lighten my family's burden, but also serves as an encouragement for me.
In 2014, Tzu Chi New Shoe scholarship programs benefited a total of 12,443 students in Taiwan. Seeing children stand with confidence brings joy to the volunteers who also take time to comfort those who look sad. Tzu Chi has long cared for underprivileged families and students in need. Volunteers assist the students with New Shoe scholarships to help them discover their potential and encourage them to realize their dreams. Getting good grades is good, but learning correct morals is even more important. Scholarships are categorized into Most Improved Award, Knowledge Award, Filial Piety Award, Outstanding Performance Award, and Full Attendance Award. Awards range from 2,000 to 8,000 NT dollars. Over at the scholarship ceremony in Hualien, 3 siblings put their scholarship to good use by purchasing a new mattress for their grandparents.
I used to buy diapers for my little brother and sister or daily necessities for my family. This year, I decided to buy a new mattress for my grandparents so they can sleep better.
In indigenous tribes, families rarely have the chance to offer their children a nice learning environment. If we can instill good moral values in these students through the program, then it will help them develop a better character.
Also in Hualien, triplet brothers who suffer from mild to moderate mental disability share some of the workload with their father at a family-owned bed and breakfast.
我最喜欢洗碗，我最喜欢割草，我最喜欢拖地。这个每天不能吃醋。
In Kaohsiung, scholarship recipient Huang Xiaen not only studies hard, but also reminds his mother to take her medication every morning.
慈济这边也很谢谢他们。
I really owe a big thanks to Tzu Chi. During college, I received 3 scholarships from Tzu Chi. They were also a source of moral support and gave me the hope and courage to continue on in my academic journey.
希望然后勇敢的一步一步往前走。
像将来要考上医学大学啊，你会不会高兴呢？
高兴啊，这个辛苦也是有代价。
Being poor is not a destiny. Tzu Chi volunteers from all over the world visit the people in need and stay by their side.
It makes me feel warm to know that someone will care for me in these special days.
I teach them as I teach my own children, offering good words to encourage them through our interaction.
Finally, students from Hong Kong Baptist University recently visited the local Jinsi Hall to learn more about Tzu Chi. We will leave you with these images at the end of the show. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.